What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And before we get into the video today, I just want to take a moment to thank all of you for the support you guys have shown me in my previous two uploads. I definitely didn't think I would get this type of response just starting out on YouTube, but the overall comments, the likes, all of the engagement on my content has been amazing so far, and I really appreciate it. And because of that support that you guys have shown me, I really want to do something special for you guys. So if you stick to the end of this video, you'll see what that is, and I promise that it'll be worth your while. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So in my last video, we talked about Topstep and how Topstep can be a game changer for your trading like it was for me. But a major aspect to allow it to be a game changer for your trading is choosing the right account size. And this may be something that kind of goes under the radar, unnoticed for a lot of people, but it really does matter. The answer isn't as simple as just choosing the cheapest option or choosing the most expensive option. It really depends on where you are in your trading journey and what are your specific needs from a trading account. So before you choose any of these options, before you just immediately go and start a combine, you have to understand where you're personally at in your trading journey and what you realistically need from your trading account. So I'm going to break down three major groups that you'll find yourself in as a trader, and it's important to be able to identify which one you're in when choosing an account size with Topstep. So the first group we're going to talk about are beginner traders. Now, beginner traders are those that have less than 1 year of experience in the markets and are just still trying to find their edge and overall improve their skills and learn more about the futures markets. So if you fall into this bucket of being a beginner trader, then I definitely suggest that you stick to the 50K account because it'll help you build that confidence you need in your trading while allowing you to learn and experiment with new things at a very low cost in comparison to the other accounts. When you're starting out, you don't want to risk a lot of money, and although trading with Topstep helps alleviate that, it's still an investment to buy these accounts, and being that you're a beginner trader, you're going to have to reset a lot, so you want to minimize your expenses as much as possible and also be able to leverage the practice account that you get at any account size. But if you're a beginner trader, I definitely would stick with the 50K option as it allows you to learn, get your feet wet, get into the markets at a low cost, and you don't have to worry about losing a lot of money trading these accounts. So if you're a beginner trader, definitely stick with the 50K option. Now, the next group we're going to talk about are the intermediate traders. Now, these are traders that have been in the markets for about 1 to 3 years. They're getting a good grasp on how they see the market and what worked for them. They're developing their trading plan and overall getting closer and closer to getting those payouts and doing well in combines and in XFAs. And this is where things can get tricky as far as picking an account size that works for you. If you are in this group of intermediate traders, it's not as easy as just saying, all right, well, since you're a little bit better, pick the higher option or pick the lower option. This is where you need to figure out where you are in your trading journey. What are your specific needs from your trading account? Just looking at the different options here, outside of the obvious price difference, there's also different profit targets that need to be hit for each account level. And there's also different maximum position sizing for each account level and different maximum loss limits. So let's just say that you're trader A. Trader A is someone who likes to trade using micros, who wants to keep their risk small and overall just build in the positions, and they don't want to see huge, massive swings in their P&L at the end of the day. They're completely fine with taking base hits and building their account size over time. If this is you, if you are Trader A, then you most likely do not need the leverage that the higher end accounts provide. And not only that, but it may take you even longer to hit those profit targets in the higher level combines. And it's not to say that it's impossible. There are definitely many traders that trade micros and have found massive success doing so. So it's definitely possible. But if you're at this intermediate level, you most likely aren't at the point yet where you'll be having those massive green days trading micros, especially if you're aiming for those base hits and trying to keep your risk small. So if you're this type of trader, if you're Trader A, I really think you should stay with the 50K account size. But if you think that you can make use of the extra leverage, or if you've been successfully passing the 50K combines pretty easily and relatively quickly, then it may be a safe option to jump up and go to the 100K combine option. Now let's talk about Trader B. Trader B is someone who likes to trade using minis. They don't mind the P&L swings. They don't mind the extra risk that's on hand. They are aiming to have bigger green days and are comfortable doing so and have a trading plan that allows them to do so. Now, if you are Trader B, this is where I would recommend that you go to the higher level combine accounts, either the 100K or the 150K. But you have to meet a few conditions first. First, you have to be able to consistently pass the 50K combine and also pass it relatively quickly. I know in my personal experience, when I started trading futures and I started trading with Topstep, I obviously started with the 50K option and I did not move up from the 50K to the 100K option until I was passing the 50K account in 2 days, in 3 days, in a week's time. Once I started doing that consistently, then I figured that it was a good time to move on to the bigger account size and see how well I can do with more leverage and more room to trade with. Now, it wasn't a straight line to success when I moved accounts. I actually began to struggle a bit. And that's because I had to learn how to not only hit the higher profit target, but also manage the increased leverage I was given access to. Now, it's not like you have to use that extra leverage that you're given, but when you're an intermediate trader, it's definitely tempting to move up in position sizing. If you're having success with 1 mini or 2 minis, it's very easy to think that if you trade with 5 minis, you'll make even more money, and completely ignore the downside to that being that you also can lose more money, right? So it's about learning how to manage your risk with the leverage that you're given. Which leads into the second condition, being that you had to have shown discipline in your trading plan in the 50K account level. You have to be honest with yourself and see just exactly how you were passing these 50K combines. If you see that your trading plan calls for you to use 1 to 2 minis max, and that's what you're comfortable with, yet you see days where you're using 3 to 5 and that's what you use to pass this account, then you're most likely not ready to move on to the 100K account. If that's the only way you've been able to pass these combines, then that lack of discipline will show even more in the higher account sizes, and it'll also burn a hole in your pocket even quicker. You just want to make sure that you're actually ready to move on to the higher account sizes. So if you're passing the 50K combines, sticking to your strategy, sticking to your trading plan, and you're trading with discipline, then I would say you're ready to move on to the 100K option or maybe even the 150K option. Now let's talk about the last group of traders, and those are the advanced traders. Now, these traders have been in the market for 4+ years. They have their trading plan set. They know their edge and know what they need to do in order to win in the markets, and they've been able to consistently show that over time. Now, if you're an advanced trader, it isn't as straightforward as just saying go with the 100K option or the 150K option. It still depends on what your needs are as a trader, and it also depends on how you've been trading lately. When reflecting on your trading, if you see that you've been sticking to your trading plan, you've been disciplined, and you've been able to see success because of that, then I definitely think it's a safe option for you to go for the 100K account or the 150K account, because you've demonstrated that you're trading well and that you're able to hit these higher profit targets while sticking to your plan and managing your leverage. But if you reflect on your trading and you see that you actually have been trading so well, whether it's been a lack of discipline or whether it's just you're not seeing the market as clearly as you would like, then there may be value in lowering your account size that you're currently using. I know for me personally, there have been moments where I've struggled, whether it was a lack of discipline, whether it was not seeing the market clearly, or just even lacking confidence in my own trades and how I was seeing the market. I was struggling. And it's very easy in those times of struggle to forget what it feels like to win, to forget what it feels like to have a good trading day, to know that you're sticking to your plan and being rewarded because of it, and just overall being happy with the way you're trading. It's very easy to forget what that feels like, and I believe that going through this can even make your trading worse. Something I do to combat that is I lower my account size. So let's just say that I'm trading in a 150K account, and I'm able to pass them every now and then, but sometimes I struggle, or I pass them and fail in the XFA. But overall, I'm not seeing the market as clearly as I want to. Maybe I'm not passing as quickly as I usually do. And overall, I'm just not feeling as confident in my trading in the current market conditions as before. What I will do is actually lower my account size from the 150K and I'll move to the 100K account size. Doing this almost serves as a mental reset. You go from having to make $9,000 in the 150K account to only having to make $6,000 in the 100K account. Now, it's a slight weight lifted off your shoulders, knowing that you don't have to make as much money to pass this account. Also, it serves as a way to keep you disciplined and stick to your trading plan because you have access to less leverage. So this is definitely something that I like to do when I'm struggling. It just helps me slow down, make sure I'm staying disciplined, sticking to my trading plan, and just makes things a little easier on me. And it's helped tremendously when I'm going through those periods of struggle. So just because you're an advanced trader, it doesn't mean that you should stick to the higher account levels. It should be something that you continually monitor as you're trading over a period of time. And it shouldn't be taken as a bad thing either. I know from personal experience, once you start to find some success in the markets, you can start to build a bit of an ego on yourself. And having to go down in account size can almost be a shot at your ego, right? When you're trading in these higher account levels, you feel like you finally made it, you feel like you're trading well, and then when you go through periods of struggle, you don't want to change. But I promise you that sometimes there is value in lowering your account size, taking things slower, making the targets easier for yourself, and overall just using it as a mental reset to get back to where you need to be trading wise so that you can move on back to the higher account levels. But don't let your ego get in the way, and also keep in mind that you can still make money in these smaller accounts. I've had 50K accounts that I've actually grown to over $20,000 in. So just because it's a smaller account, it doesn't mean you can't make money, and also doesn't mean that you can't make good money either. You can definitely find success in these smaller accounts, and all you're using it as is a mental reset and a way to get back in form so you can go back and trade in the higher combine levels. So that is how I would determine what account to choose based on the type of trader you are, but there are other aspects to consider, and one of them being price. Like I've mentioned before, trading with Topstep definitely helps you stay in the game longer, as you don't need to put all of your money into the market to actually participate. You can get into the markets at a low cost and find success and even get payouts based on a small investment. But it's still an investment. It still costs money to trade these accounts. And no matter where you are in your trading journey, no matter what level of trader you are, you're going to go through multiple accounts. If you're a beginner trader, you're still trying to learn, you're still building your system out. So you're going to fail a few times, and that's completely okay. But what you have to consider is that means more accounts and more resets. If you're an intermediate or advanced trader, you can still fail these accounts just based on ego, whether you're not sticking to your trading plan, or sometimes you just don't trade well and you will fail these accounts, which means more account fees and more reset fees. So it's definitely something to consider, that no matter where you are in your trading journey and what level of trader you are, you will go through multiple accounts. And if you choose the higher account levels, those fees can add up pretty fast. Let's just say you choose the 150K option. That's $150 a month that combine is active. And let's just say you have to reset a few times. That's $150 per reset. So let's just say you reset twice in that account's lifetime. That's an extra $300 you're paying on top of the $150 you paid just to start the combine. So you're already at $450. Then, if you pass that combine, you have to pay the activation fee of $150. So you're already $600 deep on one account, just resetting twice. So these fees can definitely add up quick when you're trading at the higher account levels. And even at the 50K level, those fees can add up very quickly as well if you're constantly needing to reset, or if you pay an activation fee and then fail out of the XFA without a payout, those fees can also add up pretty fast. So it's something you have to keep track of, and also understand and be honest with yourself about your personal situation. Trading can definitely change your life. It can improve your financial situation, it can create opportunities for you and your family, but it can also negatively affect your life as well. If you trade and almost treat it like gambling and burn through accounts and reset and constantly activate accounts, fail out of them and reset, if you continue to do that, you can actually put yourself in a much worse situation than you were before trading. I know people who got into trading trying to change their life, change the situation for themselves and their family, and actually put themselves in debt because they didn't know how to stay disciplined, and they treated trading like gambling. They burned through many accounts, they kept resetting, and they had to find new ways to pay for these accounts, whether it was credit cards, whether it was even loans. So that's something you do not want to get yourself into. You do not want to get yourself in an even deeper hole financially. It is something that's very dangerous. It is something that happens way more often than you think, and it's also way easier for it to happen than you think. It's very easy to just continue to trade and continue to hammer away at these accounts, not paying attention to the effects it's actually having on your income and on your financial situation at home. So please, this is something very serious, something you have to keep track of as a trader, and be responsible when trading to only spend the money that you actually can spend and invest into trading, because it is an investment if you take it seriously, if you try to learn and stick to your trading plan. But if you're going to treat it like gambling, if you're not going to actually try to learn how to be a successful trader, then all you're going to do is build more debt for yourself and get in a deeper hole than you were before. So no matter where you are in your trading journey, please trade responsibly and only spend the money that you can actually afford to spend on these accounts. Thankfully, Topstep has put measures in place to help people stay disciplined and not overspend, such as limiting the amount of accounts you can purchase per month, and also limiting the amount of times you can reset the same account per day. But ultimately, it is up to you to be disciplined and keep track of your own financial situation and make sure that you're not overspending, but you actually can afford the accounts that you're buying. Before we continue on with the video, I just want to talk about the giveaway I want to do for you guys because of all the support you've shown the channel. I really appreciate everything you guys have done on the channel, from all the likes, the comments, the subscribers, and just overall engagement on my content. I really didn't think I'd get this type of response so quickly on the channel, and I really appreciate it. So because of that support, I want to give away 3 Topstep 50K combines to 3 different winners in the comments. All you have to do to win is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below something you learned from the video today or just any value you were able to take from the video. I'll be looking at the comments and picking 3 random winners for the giveaway. So make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below sharing what you were able to learn from the video today. Again, I thank you guys all for the support you guys have shown me, and I hope you guys stick around because we're just going to continue to do things bigger and better. So thank you for the support. Now let's get back to the video. So there you have it. That's how I would determine what account size to choose when trading with Topstep. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions on content or if you have any questions you would like to ask, please leave them in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when new videos come out and you can become a part of the family. I have a lot of exciting content planned for you guys, and hopefully I can start uploading more consistently. I know the uploads have been kind of spacious, but hopefully over the summer I can upload more consistently and bring more content to you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to enter the giveaway so you can have your chance at winning a free Topstep combine. I thank you all for watching the video today. I appreciate all the support you guys have shown me up until this point, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.